Jesus has left only the earth in the body and not the soul. He still speaks with you, in you. He is always with you and inspires you to trust in Jesus and God. He always says God is the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the place of Father except through Jesus. God is always with you. Yes, of course, He will be in you by the end of your time. He added, "For what shall God profit a man if he gains the whole world and suffer the loss of his soul?" So, you must listen to your soul to get the blessing of God. Do not let your soul be troubled trusting God, and also trust in your efforts and prayers. Plus, follow the new command to love one another as God loves you. You will get the best out of yourself without any jealousy and God's approval. If you forget the jealous feeling, you will never be disturbed, and God will help you in the way you are moving to achieve your goal. Do not be anxious for tomorrow, and lead the way of God, and then tomorrow will be anxious for you. During your hard times, you may feel lost or even abandoned by God, but never lose hope. He is looking at you and planning for you. If you question if God is aware of you and if He leads and guides you, the answer you will get from God is that God truly does live and speaks to you. He is the same God who saved you since your birth and will save you till your end time. And He has the power to work miracles in your life as well. He will always present to and answer your prayers. He will guide you throughout your life. He will help you learn His message for you whenever you seek Him out. You can ask questions in prayer, and you will know that God always hears and answers. In the book of Matthew, Jesus makes this promise: "Ask me, and I shall give it to you. Seek, and you shall find. Knock my door, and it shall be opened unto you." God always wants to bless you. He wants to lead you, guide you, and teach you. But if you never ask the answer to your question, He will not answer. Always show your faith in God and communicate with Him through prayers and express gratitude. God loves you. He always stands ready to help you. Ask for things you need. Ask Him what He wants from you to do in life. Your answer may not come on the spot or in the way you expect, but it will come by sure. God's message for you is one of love and hope. He wants you to know that no matter what life throws at you, He will always be there with open arms ready to help. God desires for us all to live a life full of joy and peace, trusting in Him as our guide through the good times and bad. God says, "Fear not, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed. I am your God. I will hold you when you need me." When you face any obstacle, you will be more intimate with me. Trusting in me will be more than what you can see. God's main focus is on building relationships between us humans and Him, so that we can have a deeper understanding of His love for us. To do this requires openness on our part towards letting go of any worries or anxieties we may have about the future, allowing ourselves instead to trust in His plan, even if it doesn't make sense right away. Through prayerful reflection, God encourages each person individually towards embracing their unique purpose within this world. Whether that is through service work or simply being present in moments when others need support most. Though God's message comes down to two simple words: beloved. No matter how far apart from Him we feel like we are due to circumstances out of our control, and His promise remains true. He loves each one unconditionally without judgment or expectation, only gracefully seeking after your heart with sympathy every step along your journey home. Jesus is a figure that has been respected for centuries. His message of love, forgiveness, and acceptance still echoes with you today. Jesus taught us to be compassionate towards one another, to forgive those who have wronged us, and to always look out for the least fortunate in our society. He also encouraged us to strive for peace in all aspects of life, both within ourselves and with others around us. One of the most important messages Jesus had was about loving your neighbour as yourself. This means treating others how we would want them to treat us, being kind, understanding and patient, even when it's difficult or uncomfortable at times. It also means showing compassion by helping those less fortunate than ourselves whenever possible, whether they are family members or strangers alike, without expecting anything in return other than knowing you've done something good for someone else which will make a difference in their lives, no matter how small it may seem at first glance. Jesus wanted everyone, regardless of race or religion, understand that God loves each of you unconditionally, despite what differences there may be between individuals or cultures. You should strive every day not only to follow his teachings, but spread his message so more can experience this same unconditional love from God through faithfulness obedience. By doing this, you can ensure that future generations continue receiving these valuable lessons on living an ethical, moral life full of joy, purpose. Jesus is one of the most important figures in history and has been a source of inspiration for many people throughout time. His message to us is simple yet powerful. Love God, love your neighbour, and live with compassion. Jesus taught us that we should care for those who are less fortunate than us, be kind even when it's difficult, forgive others as much as possible, and always put our faith in God. He also encouraged you to seek out the truth by reading the Bible or other religious texts so that we can better understand his teachings. In addition to teaching about how we should treat each other and how best to serve God's will on earth, Jesus was also an advocate for peace among all nations, something which still resonates today more than ever before. He wanted everyone, regardless of their background or beliefs, could coexist together peacefully, without judgment or prejudice from either side. This message remains relevant no matter what culture you come from, because it emphasizes respect between individuals instead of conflict or hatred towards one another based on differences in opinion beliefs. Overall, Jesus' message brings hope into our lives during times when everything else seems uncertain. He reminds us that there is still goodness within this world, despite its flaws, imperfections if only we choose kindness over hatefulness every day. With his words guiding us through life's toughest moments, may find comfort in knowing someone like him exists that cares deeply about humanity's well-being, and wants nothing but happiness, prosperity for all mankind alike.